Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of our 7-day pain-free naturally challenge. I am so excited that we're on this journey together, and I hope you are learning, becoming aware, and getting something out of this journey together. Today the focus is specifically on key questions to decode the deeper pain message. I've been saying all along, pain is simply a message. It's a message from your body to you, letting you know, hey, look, something's off balance, something needs attention. And a lot of the times people are always saying, but how do I know what the deeper message is? How do I decode that, that message? How do I know what it's actually trying to tell me? And so today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at how can I get to the bottom of this? So I'm going to share with you some key questions that can help you sort of decode that deeper root message from your body. And these are tips and tools to help you become a better communicator and have a better relationship with your body. Now, in the last few times we've looked at last few times we looked at how to tap on the physical symptoms, how to tap on the daily stresses. Today we're not doing any tapping as such, but we're doing a lot of exploring, okay? Because once you can, you can't, tapping is like cleaning, right? It's like, here's the problem and let's clean it. Here's the problem, let's clean it. So I see tapping as this cleaning tool. But unless you really explored, taken time to explore what's going on, it's hard to, just keep tapping and not have the real stuff. It's like you need to know what to clear, right? And today's video is about exploring that. So I want to give you some key questions, and it's there in the worksheet. So take a look at them, but I'm going to just share them here with you as well, okay? So the first thing that you want to ask yourself when you're working out, like, when did this pain start? Now, this could be if you just had a pain today, right? If a pain just started today, 10 days ago, a year ago, a decade ago, or 3 decades ago, it doesn't matter. The first thing you want to ask yourself to decode the deeper pain message, the first question is, when did you first notice this pain? In other words, when was the first time that this pain started? Okay? For some, it might be a really easy thing. Oh, it just started last month, or it's been 3 months, or sometimes, oh, I know it's been there since last December. So sometimes it's easy. There are other times when you say, gosh, I don't know, I feel like I've had this pain forever. And if that's what's going on with you, it doesn't matter. Just think of the very first time you noticed it. Like, do you have a memory? When was the first time you noticed that pain? That's important, okay? That was the first time your body started letting you know, hey, something's going on, something needs looking into. So that's the first question. In the worksheet, there is a little space to write down stuff. Please go ahead and do that. The next question is, what was going on in your life during the time that you first noticed this pain, or before the pain started? So once again, what was the stress in your life during the time that you first noticed this pain, or even before this pain started? So what does that really mean? I'll give you an example, and I'll use myself as an example. 10 years ago, I was in chronic pain and I was on bed rest indefinitely. And so when I started doing this, when I discovered EFT and I was tapping and trying to learn how to tap and help myself, these were the questions I was asking myself. And I noticed that the very first time I noticed this, that I had pain, was when I was at the gym. So I used to go to the, in the morning, I used to drop my kids, go to the gym, and then head to work. And I noticed that when I was at the gym and doing the abs exercises, I noticed like a pinprick pain in my left rib. And I thought, I did the gym exercises and I probably overdid it, and that's why I have this pain. Okay? So that was the first time that I recalled, first noticing this pain. So what was your experience? What was going on? Where were you? What was going on? And, when did you notice that pain started? Now, the other part of the question is, what was the stress in your life during the time or before the pain started? Once, I'll go back to my story. So, at that time, I just assumed, okay, I was just at the exercise place and I was overdoing the exercises. I think I did extra, and that's why I have this pain. No, that's not the answer. That wasn't the correct answer, even though it looked like, of course, I was walking and I twisted my leg and that's when the pain started, and it did, but that wasn't the core, okay? So what is the core? So going back to what was the stress in my life when I first noticed this pain? Oh, there was a lot of stress in my life at that time. I hated the job I was in. I hated going to the place of work, and I was going there every day, and I was feeling suffocated because I felt like I didn't like it. I felt like I wasn't doing anything meaningful, and I had become good at it, but I just didn't like it. I didn't connect with it, and I was always frustrated. And I wanted to quit, but I thought, okay, because this job had offered me flexibility of going home early and being with my kids, and I had flexi time. So I thought, oh gosh, like I shouldn't leave this, because who's going to give me, where will I find another job that offers me flexible time so I get to be with my kids? They were just 4 and 5 years of age and stuff like that. So I stuck at it, and I hated it, but I stuck at it. And the sad part is, like, I would go home with all this frustrated, angry, unhappy energy and pour it on my kids and my family, my poor little kids who were so young at the time. And, I was frustrated, and I would say mean things to them. And then this cycle of guilt and shame, and like, I'm a bad mother, and I would swear to myself, I'll never do this again. And come the next day, again, I would be at the gym, and again, I would be at the work, hating it. Again, I would be coming back home, and, so went the cycle. And unfortunately, that was also the time when my husband had started his own business, he was stressed, and it wasn't a pretty looking situation in our relationship too, because I was frustrated and he was stressed, and it was just one big chaos. You're getting the picture, right? So that was really stressful, and we human beings have a huge capacity of tolerating pain and stress, and we just carry on, and nobody else outside could probably tell like I had anything going on. It was like a perfect family, but yet inside there was this feeling of heaviness and frustration and guilt and shame and resentment, and feeling like I'm not good enough, and all those complicated feelings. And yet I stuck at the job, and we just carried on until my pain was so bad that I had to be on bed rest forever. So that was a lot of stressful stuff, right? So I'm just giving you a picture of what was going on in my life before I really had that pain. And even during that, it became worse and worse and worse. So there were so many areas of emotional stress in my life at that time. And I want you to right now take a moment to think, when was the first time that you noticed that you had this pain? What was the stress in your life? during the time or even before this pain started. You got to be really honest with yourself, and you got to be, like a little detective, and look at what were the big stresses that were going on. And maybe there wasn't a big stress, maybe it was a constant nagging, right? Like me, like it was a constant thing, and I just kept moving forward with it, but it builds up over time. Okay, so I hope you're getting the picture. I'm looking at what else am I missing out on. Yeah, so what was the physical incident that got it started? Like for me, it felt like it was the over exercising, and I was really mad at myself. Like, why did you over exercise? Why did you have to overdo it? And look, it's getting worse and worse right now, because that's what so look at that physical incident that happened. Maybe you twisted your leg, or maybe whatever that incident was that started, because you still have emotion about that. And then also look at what was the stress. Okay, or is there a painful memory that comes up when you think of during that time, like some painful incident that happened. Another way to dig deeper and through asking key questions is, maybe for none of this is resonating for you, and you're thinking, I'm not sure, I'm not clear. One of the ways that you can pick up what some painful incidents is thinking about, if you had a few incidents in your life that you could have skipped, like, I wish these had never happened, I wish I had never gone through this. What are those incidents? And write them down, because in the next video we'll be using the movie technique to clear them. But if you don't have those incidents, then we can't do it. So that's why this video is all about what are those key questions, and what is the information that you can gather. And I want you to think of the incidences and the stress, just journal it, just write it down, so that when we get to the next step, you'll have information to work on. Okay, and if you have any questions about this, just post the questions below, and I'll take a look at it and I'll address them. So I hope this was helpful. It's just we're digging, and we're looking at what's at the root of our pain or ache or whatever is going on in our lives. And maybe you don't have anything physical, maybe there is a lot of emotional stuff, and this is very helpful to bring that stuff out. And while we're bringing that stuff out, not that we can feel bad, but we can, you can't clear dirt if you can't see it. So you got to see it, and then you can clear it, right? So that's what we're doing. We're looking at what's there inside of us that's painful, that's hurtful, that we might still be holding on to. And then in the next video, we're going to see how to clear it. So thanks for joining again in this day 3, and do the work, use the worksheet, and I'll see you on day 4. Take care, keep tapping. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.